Yes, boys, welcome back to the channel, man. Today, well, we're talking FC25. You know, we're talking what this game is right now. The absolute awful state of affairs that are going on with this game right now. Just the pure awful state this game's in, man. And it pains me to say it. I mean, we are at the 12th of November, boys. And this is going to be a real talk video, man. You know, this is going to be me sitting here as a content creator perspective as well, because I've already said to you boys a lot of times in the last couple of weeks on the channel, on the streams and stuff, that, you know, if I wasn't doing content creation, I probably wouldn't be playing this game. In fact, I definitely wouldn't be playing this game right now. If I wasn't a YouTuber or a content creator, I would not be playing this game right now, man. And the fact that I'm saying that, like, you know, pretty much just a month after this game's release, just says it all, man. We know this game, boys. You know, this franchise has been, you know, it's been going downhill over the last, you know, many years, right? We know it's been a gradual decline of this game year to year. And we haven't had a real good FIFA in a number of years, man, which is really, really sad to say. But this year, boys, it's got to a new level, man. It's got to a new level. I remember making a rant video on FC25, man. And at that point, it seemed like it couldn't get any worse. We'd hit rock bottom. Well, no, we hadn't even hit rock bottom because EA decided to take us a step lower, boys. I didn't even know how it's possible to do that, boys. But we're sinking even lower, man, with this game. I just don't know. People are saying on Twitter it's as if EA are literally wanting us to stop playing this game. And that's exactly what it feels like. Before we jump into everything we're going to talk about in this video, and we're going to be reading your boys' comments as well, because there's a lot of community feedback back on a post I put up a few days ago, so we're going to be getting into your boys' comments on this as well. But I just had to make this video today, boys. You know, everything regarding this game right now, from the gameplay, which is the fundamental thing, down to the menus, down to the fact SBCs are overpriced and ridiculously expensive. I mean, we're going to talk about last night's SBC, because that just takes the complete piss, and it just completely just sums up everything that's been on this game the last month. Before we do any of that, boys, yeah, I just want to say, man, like, I know so many of you boys have already stopped playing this game, and I commend you for that, man. As I say, man, if I wasn't a YouTuber or content creator, I'd have stopped playing this game a long time ago, man. I'd probably have played the first week and then have stopped, if I'm totally honest. And honestly, that is what I would sit here and encourage you boys to do, man. You know what I mean? Your time is valuable. Go on, you know, your time that you're gaming, go and play another game, man, that you genuinely enjoy. When you go and play these different games now these days, boys, you know, whether it's a story mode game, whether it's the new COD, whatever it is, you find, honestly, how bad EA really is. We all know it anyway, but it really, when you put it in comparison to other games you're spending your time on, you know, you really do see how bad FC25 is, because it just, your time is so much better spent, it's so much more enjoyable, you know, when you're playing these other games, man. And I know a lot of you boys have already stopped playing this game, you know, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, you know, however long it was, and you're still out here supporting your boy on the streams and videos as well. You're still supporting your boy on the channel, so for that, I can't thank you enough, man. You are honestly an amazing community. To still be supporting your boy on the channel, you know, on the videos and streams, you know, still showing your boy support, even though the game is as dead as it is and as stale as it is, I can't thank you boys enough for that, man. But yeah, I mean, the game right now, boys, oh my god, I'm gonna throw a load of gameplay clips up in a second as well, just the general experience while playing FC25 and what it gives you as a player. You know, we all put a load of money into this game about a month ago, boys, you know, to buy the game, you know, pretty much 100 quid to go and buy the game, and the experience we get back is nothing short of appalling, man. It's absolutely shocking. But I mean, we just look at last night, man. I mean, EA go and release what? This objective, right? The crafting upgrade. I said this on last night's stream. There's many things over the last couple of years that have been so wrong with this game, you know, the greed's just taken over completely, right? They've always been a greedy company, but the last couple of years, they're not even trying to hide that anymore. It's so obvious. But what really annoys me even more is not the things that we haven't had, it's the things that we've had that are good in the past that EA then take a big step back from. So many problems in this game already, you know, that never have been addressed. You know, people leaving at a draw, you know, and you don't get the win for it. You know, kickoff glitches still in the game as we speak. Even though there's been patches in the game added in the last couple of days, but they fail to address the kickoff glitches. So obviously EA think kickoff glitches, boys, are real life football. Then they obviously think that's authentic. So let them think that, I guess. But, yeah, even last night, man, you know, on things that we've enjoyed, things that we've liked as a community in the past, man, you know, the things that they've shown us, you know, there are times that EA actually get things right and actually they're praised by the community. Crafting upgrades were actually good in the past. But we'll move ourselves over here. Centurion's crafting. EA dropped this last night. And that just sums up. Last night's content is awful, but it just sums up what most nights of content are these days, you know. Centurion's crafting, though. Last year, okay, yes, the individual packs per completion weren't that great, but usually you're working towards, you know, 15, 20, 30, 50, 100 completions, and those packs were good for that, and also the group reward was good for that. The group reward for this, boys, is an 82 times 5. And 20 completions is a 78 double. A 78 triple for 40. 60 is a 78 5. I just don't know. I just do not know, man. And there was leaks coming out for this yesterday before it dropped. This completion drop, this crafting. And viewers were saying, Jack, don't get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up with this crafting, man, because it's the group rewards in 82 times 5. In the past, we've had this has actually been a W feature in the game. Like, it's actually been worth doing all the craftings, because you get a good pack at the end of it, and usually decent packs in between on the milestones. For completing 30, for completing 50, etc. Well, they've just taken another massive step back again. That's the thing that really pisses me off. It's bad enough not adding new things into the game and improving things, but things that we've actually had in the past that we've enjoyed as a community, they start taking steps back from that and giving us less and less and less and less. Make it make sense, boys. Let's run some gameplay, boys, eh? Let's run some gameplay clips, man. So I just literally, as I say, it's only be a little bit of a 2-minute segment here, but I'm just throwing in a load of clips that I've experienced on my beautiful FC25 experience in the last couple of weeks of the game, man. And some of the shit, I mean, look at that there. I just don't know. I just don't know. I mean, how they allow things like this to happen, as I say, FIFA in the last couple of years has not been good enough. Nowhere near good enough. And it's been an embarrassment, to be honest. This year, as I say, it's even worse. It's even worse. And I think it's to do with the engine as well. The hypermotion technology, this Frostbite engine, boys, it ain't that, man. It ain't bloody it. That last one there, he's diving all over the... Look at my keeper after here as well. Everything's so delayed. Look at this. Look at the state of it. Look at the keeper diving to. Where's he diving to? Where the fuck's he diving to? I just don't know anymore, man. This game fucks me off. Even watching this is getting me annoyed. This goal, right, just sums up again. Now, I scored a bullshit goal there. I want to try and balance this out. That's why I've selected this clip. This guy left at that, which I don't blame him for doing. But yet again, that just showcases how bad this game is. I don't blame the guy for leaving there, alright? We're going to look at the stats here as well. The stats are a great look here. 12 shots to 4, 3.9 XG to 1.6. That's another thing with this game. It does literally stats go out the window. It does not matter anything about stats. You could have 3 times the amount of XG, boys. All it takes is a corner goal, a corner header, or something really bullshit. It's the most... it's literally the most, like... I don't want to say luck-based, but it nearly is. It's like a random 50-50 game 9 times out of 10, man. I'll give you an example, boys. Last weekend, I played 15 champs games, right? Like I do every weekend. 14 out of those 15 games were a complete 50-50. No joke. And I find that, and a lot of you boys have said that to me over the streams in the last month as well, with FUT champs, and many of the case of rivals as well. One game over the weekend league there, I got dominated. The guy was way better than me. He would beat me any weekend league, any game. No, hands down. I was nowhere near beating him in that game. Fully deserved to win, dominated the game. Every other game, though, I either, I won some, I lost some. It was so mixed. But the game was just, EA had to get involved. EA had to get, either give me a little bit of luck or my opponent a bit of luck. I wish EA would just stay out of the game, man. You don't need to favour one opponent over the other opponent, EA. Just literally let us play the game, man. You don't need to throw bullshit at us. That's for me or my opponent. We just want to play the game, enjoy it as much as we can, and, as freely as possible without bullshit. This game doesn't want to do that, man. XG is out the window. So many weekend league games this week, boys. I'd probably 3 times or at least double my opponent's XG. Doesn't matter, man. I ended up probably losing. So it's just so RNG. It's a luck-based game. It really, really is. I just don't understand. I mean, that's a typical game there. And then the guy leaves it 3-all in a game that I would have likely won because of the XG. I was on top on that game. Pretty much 4 XG to his 1.6. But the state of that goal that I scored with a bad gameplay forces this guy to leave. And yet again, EA still have a feature in the game where people don't get to win when your opponent leaves. So it's just like leaving it a draw is still in the game. Another bullshit thing. I'm just going to let this play on again. There's so much bullshit in this little segment of the video, boys, of clips here. I just wanted to showcase this because, look, this here, I mean, oh, jeez. It's making me angry looking back at it. It's actually making me angry looking back at it. Look at this here. EA don't test their game, do they? They don't test their game. Simple. Someone said it to me. One of you boys said it on the streams the other week. They don't test their game. If they did spend 20 hours or so with employees testing their game before they release it, they would see all these problems that we're seeing, and they could address them. But they don't bother, boys, do they? They don't bother. They literally hand out a beta to us every year, if you think about it. It's not a fully polished game, is it? You know, you go and buy the new COD, it's a well-polished game. You go and buy a lot of big story mode games, it's a well-polished game. You're getting what you deserve. You're getting what you pay for. You know, a premium game, it's good quality. EA hands you a half-finished game every year. They hand me it as well. We all buy it. They get naive. They get They get complacent because there's no real competition to their game. But that's what we've needed. I've said this for years, man. They need serious competition because they're just complacent at this point. You know, I mean, the keeper there, the keeper parries it up. Why does he not just catch it? Worst case, you parry it out of your, big punch out of the penalty box, or you parry it back out for the corner. He parries it right there, and I can't react when my defender there and it's a goal. It's just like, it would just boil your blood, boys, in these games. And these are games always, that's what I'm saying. EA have to get involved with stuff like this. Like in an even game here where my opponent's no better than me and I know better than my opponent, let us play the game. Why do EA have to it's so random. Even things like this weren't happening last year. Don't get me wrong, there was so much bullshit in the game last year, and I didn't like last year's game. I didn't. And I know a lot of you boys are in the same boat. We didn't like last year's game generally, but geez, I'd have it back in a heartbeat over this. I mean, there's no way I can defend that when the keeper does that. So random there, and then as I say, I'll just let these next couple of clips play. There's just a replay on that one. It's just I'm tired of it, boys. I'm just tired, man. And we're gonna get into your boys' comments after this clip as well, after these next couple of clips. And just get your boys' feedback in as well, man. Yet again, where's the keeper going there? Why is the keeper coming out, man? You know? Why is the keeper coming out? And I think this one annoyed me. Yeah, look at this. Saliba, that's a header. Where's he heading that to then? I headed that out. And then he tries to clear and it hits off him again. It's just, oh, jeez. Oh, it's just a mess. And then this one here, I think I just couldn't get out there. That's another thing with this game as well. There's no punishment for the high press. Like, EA don't think. You look at the stamina gauge at the end of the game, boys, and you could be playing a balanced game, and your opponent could be playing just look at the state of this, man. It's just brutal, isn't it? It's brutal. And this here, look at this. He makes a pass where my defender should lock onto it, doesn't get it, and then it goes through my keeper's arm as well. Just that's another thing. Lock-ons. They don't lock. It just goes through the keeper's hands when it's straight at him. It just goes through the defender's legs whenever the pass is straight at him for him to intercept. Unfinished game. It's an unfinished game. This is what it is, man. It's sad to say it, but that's what it is. These things. Many times you boys try to tackle the ball off your opponent at times. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and you still sometimes end up not winning the ball. And whenever that happens, you nearly know there's something happening. Momentum's kicking in and you're about to concede. Oh man, it's this video feels good though, man. I'm getting it off my chest, boys. I'm getting it off my chest. It'll be like a therapy session for you boys watching as well, man. But it needs to be spoken about. This is just, and listen, it'll mean nothing anyway. We all know that EA aren't going to change anytime soon. But it's brutal. It's absolutely brutal. In all my years of playing FIFA, boys, I have never ever seen it get this bad, man. Anytime I go into rivals now, or champs, I literally know, no matter what way I play, it's a complete lottery whether I win or not. And that should never be the way, man. It's hard to improve in a game where if the gameplay speed feels different every day, the servers feel different every day, your players on the pitch either feel very smooth in the ball or either very clunky in the ball, day to day. It's just completely random. It's baffling. Yeah. And momentum, we obviously know that's a thing as well. The kick-off goals. Whenever your opponent, you get 3-0 up, your opponent gets 1 goal back from something bullshit, and suddenly they're back in the game because momentum will be on their side. Oh, you could go on and on and on, boys. But we're gonna get into some of your boys' comments. A lot of you boys will get your feedback in regarding this game. I did say I would reply to some of them on the video and stuff as well. So let's jump into those now, man. Alright, boys, here we go. Alright, so you boys have got your feedback in, man. A lot of people getting their feedback in on this game, man. I think we're all in the same situation, just absolutely ranting about this game right now. And rightly so, by the way. We are entitled to more, boys. We're entitled to better on this game. We put our money into it every year, and we just don't get the same. We just don't get, we're customers to EA, and we don't get the good customer experience, do we, from this game? We really, really do not, man. We do not get a positive gaming experience from this game, and that's what it should provide us for the money we're putting in. So, yeah, we'll start with Josh here. The ping pong gameplay is a killer when you know you can beat the opponent. Bit like what I just said there as well. Like, so many games you feel like. The thing with me is, I know in loads of those games, like, it's not, I'm not saying like I'm always the better player. I might just not be the worst player. You know what I mean? I could be just on even terms with my opponent. Like my opponent and myself could be just equally, on par with each other on skill level. But EA will favour one of us. And I'm not saying it's not always against me, by the way. It favours me at times too. It's just, I hate the favouritism in the game. I just don't want EA to get involved with these things. Like that there goal I showed there, boys, in that clip, and there was many in those clips as well of bullshit moments. But that one when the keeper parried it, you know, when he jumped up in the air and just, you know, parried it across the 6-yard box to the guy for an open tap in, like that RNG, that randomness, right? That was in a game that I felt on top of. You know, I felt like I was in control. Suddenly the game takes it away from you. You know, and what can I do about that? Do you know what I mean? It's so random, man. So yeah, I agree with that, Josh, 100%. Mark says, honestly, just played a couple of games, rival games, won both of them, but the experience was horrendous. It's nearly unplayable. One thing that springs to mind for me is Black Friday. Just watch how much effort EA put into selling packs. Just mark my words, the promo players will be insane. Icons, I would think, as well, to sell packs. For me, the game is solely there to sell packs and nothing else. It really shows. Just watch Black Friday. They will go all out like never before. It's a real shame what they have turned FIFA into. As I said to start off this video, boys, you know, it's been a slow, well, not even slow, but it's been a gradual decline of the game over many years, and this year is just the absolute rock bottom, in my opinion, man. And I know so many other people agree as well. It's just the rock bottom for the game, and it's so sad. Because the last couple have been poor. But this year just takes the absolute piss, man. It's been the worst. This is the worst by far, man. It's all, yeah, 100%. Black Friday, Mark, will be, you already know, mate. We all know they'll go back big for that. Of course they will. And all you got to look at, boys, is the whole model of the game at the minute as well. Even if you go in, we've just talked about the crafting upgrade there, right? Not that you probably want to do it, boys, after what the rewards are, but like even if you did want to do it, right? The gold commons, gold rares aren't easily accessible right now, really. And that's very convenient that they're not easily accessible, but then EA also have provision packs containing 45 rare gold items and 45 common gold items in the store, isn't it? For 500 FIFA points a pop. So, very convenient, EA. Not, making it hard to get gold commons and gold rares, which are useful for some of these SBCs, like upgrade packs and stuff. But then also making them hard to get so that we have to go to the store to go and buy stuff. And that's EA's model, man. They don't want us to have fodder. They don't want us to have gold commons or gold rares. They don't want us to have those type of cards because they want us to go to the store to buy packs, to give them money, to get those cards. Always the model, and it's a sad reality of the game, man. EA's a business, of course they gotta make money, but all these other gaming companies are businesses as well, and they make more than enough money. They're a successful business, but they also don't take advantage they don't take advantage to the extent EA does of their community and their customers. Which is why EA have such a bad name in the gaming community, and it's always going to stay that way, man. The bridge has been broken a long time ago. Alright, so WeDogs90 says, I feel there was too many meta things and players. I think by making everyone like 10 reading less and everything would make it more fun and enjoyable to level up your team, rather than just getting to all the best players and having to wait for the next 6 million coin Van Dijk to come out to upgrade your team. Packs should be harder to get and of better weight. I think that's a really good point, actually. Yeah, I mean, if packs were more of a chance to get, they were more rare, but also, then if you got them, were better pack weight, I think that'd be a good move, yeah. Also, you need to stop, they'd have to be a lot harder to get, because obviously you want the pack weight to be good then, so you wouldn't, if the pack weight was good and they were easier to get, or too easy to get, then obviously that would cause problems market-wise too, so it's balanced with that one, isn't it? Also, we need to stop changing things that aren't broken, like Cam. Why could they not spend that time to make a more fun and enjoyable game? Bit of a rant, but for 100 quid a year, it's the least you expect. 100%, that's exactly what I'm saying there. You use a good example there, and it's a different example to what I used. I was saying about the crafting upgrade. The crafting upgrade wasn't broken it last year, EA. Just keep some of the same requirements or some of the same rewards back from it, because people were happy with those. Instead, they decide to delve into that again and make it worse this year. There's many issues with this game already, EA, that you need to fix without having to go back on things and make other things worse that were good in the past years. You know, it should go out saying that. Owen says the gameplay feels good one half of the day, and then the other half feels different. Then it is different every day I go on, and it's very slow sometimes. I find night and day. It's the analogy. It's like night and day. You know, two differences, and that is literally what it feels like with FC25. If I play in the morning, boys, sometimes the gameplay feels quite smooth. If I play in the night, sometimes it can feel like it's the players are stuck in mud all the time. Make it make sense. It's meant to be the same game, isn't it, EA? So why does it feel like a different game, EA, whenever it's on a morning time or a night time that I play? You know, it's the same game, right, EA? Or is there two different versions? Maybe you care to share there, EA Sports. Yup, the gameplay has been really bad for me last week, says Mac Gamer. Yep, it's been poor for a lot of us, mate. It's brutal, isn't it? Awful. Keel says the worst pack weight ever in any FIFA. Passing is non-existent. Rush is very good, but the people playing are so stupid and infuriating. Custom tax is more complicated than ever, and for no goddamn reason. Every online major game mode, rivals, friendlies, champs, is a sweat fest that makes you want to jump off your window. Jump out of your window, I think he says. Rebounds are worse than ever. Keepers are more useless than ever. Yeah, it literally, It's literally all you boys are saying, just speaking facts here, man. Caleb says, another small rant from me. There's already 3,000 FIFA packs in November. Just a money grab. Even if all the menus, gameplay is fixed and you could grab good packs, you have an unfair advantage because your opponents can pay a lot of money. That's always been the way, though, isn't it? It's pay to win. EA's motto, man. It's pay to win. You know, I'm proud this year, boys, that I'm doing like a... Well, it's a road to glory, isn't it? You know, the only points I've spent this year is the ones in the pre-order. You know, because as a content creator, obviously I'm going to get the game early for the week early access to get playing and get content up for you boys early, right? So, they're the only points I've done, the pre-order ones. I haven't spent a dime on this game, and I didn't spend too much last year either. I've never been a big spender of points anyway, but this year's been the first year I've went completely road to glory, and I'm proud of that, man. I wouldn't go anywhere near points. Why give EA the money whenever they're not using that money to improve our game and improve our experience? GM says, in my opinion, what I hate right now is all the decent content is getting driven through the store and objectives now more than ever, but it's the simple yet tedious things as well. Evos, not showing the correct stats outcome. Menus, having to restart game every 2 seconds. The menus is a joke, by the way. Like, on average, boys, every hour, I need to refresh my menu. Whether that's, like, load up the game again, whether the game crashes itself, whether the game just freezes on me, like mid-game or mid-menu, and you're doing an SBC or something, the whole thing just freezes, you have to restart. Yet again, just again, contributing to the experience for us players, right? SBC's very limited amount of good fun SBCs this year, if so mega overpriced. Gameplay, keepers, and defensive AI too OP, along with the finishing in general on the ball movement and passing in the bin. I would take that a step further as well by talking about the attacking AI. The attacking AI, boys, is absolutely fucking brainless in this game. It is, oh man, it's so dumb. So dumb. They make the dumbest runs every time. The whole point of making a run in football, EA, is that you create space, either for yourself or for your other player, right? Your teammate. Why is it, EA, in your game that the players run, when you trigger a run, or when a player makes an automatic run, they literally run towards the opposition centre back or right back or left back, whatever angle they're going at? Why is that? Like, that's limiting the space rather than creating the space. Untitled update, if not slower gameplay, somehow more unplayable. Begs belief, says GM. It's yeah, totally agree, mate. Totally agree. The gameplay on new gen PS5 is shit, says FC College. There's rebounds, kickoff glitches, AI pressing like it's mad. AI pressing's a joke. I said about that earlier, man. The stamina gauge at the end of the game's a joke. One player could play with a balanced style. One player could play with a really ridiculous pressing style the whole game. And you check the stamina if you're both your teams at the end of the game and they're near enough the same. There's got to be a disadvantage to the high press too, like in modern football there is. But EA, yet again, showing their lack of knowledge there on the sport that they're meant to make a game on. So, yeah. Played a guy who's pressing me mad, pulling his players out of position. When I try to dribble out of trouble, the AI is on me. There's literally sometimes nowhere to go. Sometimes there feels like there's nowhere to go, boys, and obviously then, you know, sometimes it is a skill issue, right? It is. I'll put my hand up. Sometimes I'll get annoyed, and I'm like, come on, what's happened there? I can't get out there. When I rewatch it back, there was a pass open somewhere, and I just haven't seen it. So, that's on me. That's on me, right? But there's many of the times, I totally agree, there's literally nowhere to go, unless you just play hoofball and send the ball long. But, you want to try and play a decent football in the game, so... yeah, you don't want to do that. Gameplay is too boring. Too many store packs is mutiny. Evos are shite. Cosmetic Evos you have to pay for. Makes no sense. Yeah, exactly. Cosmetic Evos are just literally more money grabs me, yeah. You know, they prey on the fact that some people might want a different looking card, so they'll take money off you for it. Mad. Pack weight is awful on promo if you don't spend money on the game. Walkouts just aren't in packs at all. There is far too many bugs. If you're doing SBC, you might need to restart the as you glitch on the screen. Exactly, yeah. Too many games. You have to play a week, about 50 games a week. Minimum to complete everything in the game, squad battles, etc. And SBCs are either mid or very good. He then gets on to mention about League SBCs, which, yeah, they're a joke at the minute as well. And there's no common goal packs apart from the store again. Yeah, as I've just mentioned there with the provisions, right? The provisional packs. And then I also want to make sure I include this one as well from Jan, who says, yeah, it started off, I will talk about the gameplay. Gameplay just makes me laugh, as the goals I can see are BS. EA decides how I pass the ball, where I pass it. Sometimes the player, I mean, that isn't always the case, but yeah, I totally get your point, Jan. Like, there's a lot of times where, the amount of times, boys, we all do it, right? Where you make a pass, or you've got like an obvious pass to put your striker through on goal, or to put your midfielder in for a run in, and or to put your midfielder into space to travel forward the ball, or something like that. It's an obvious pass, right? And you try and play it there, and it'll go to the completely different player. You know, whether that's someone of the opposition, or whether that's, you know, another player of your own team, but like in a weird position or something. it's just pointless, man. It's so frustrating that as well. Because it always happens in the worst times. Like if you're about to go on, like maybe a 2-on-1 or something going forward and they play the wrong ball, or if you're defending, you know, when you're trying to break out from the back, and then the next thing you know, you've made a proper pass, the game shafts you, it goes to the wrong player, and you go and concede from it. So it sucks that, it really is. Div rivals has gotten a lot harder for some reason. We were Div 1 last FC and now in Div 5. I think a lot of people have found that this year. They've dropped off a few divisions. I mean, I've been the same as well. I'm going to go in Div 4 and probably struggle. I know the season is reset, but hell, it's like everyone's playing this shite game, even though everybody knows it's one of the worst FIFAs. It's like it's just like, because if you want your football experience for your game, like, yes, there's other things, there's Football Manager, there's PES, but like, ultimately, it's sad, but EA will still win most people over, won't they? You know what I mean? For that football experience. That's why they need competition, and we need a real competent football game coming out in the next while, man. We really do, to just force some change in this company, to stop their incomplacencies and incompetencies, and put a bit of pressure on them from an actual other game that people might potentially go and play. You know, as opposed to this FC25 and 26 and whatever it'll be in the years to come. Yeah, I agree with many of those thoughts. I echo a lot of those thoughts of what Jan's saying there, boys, and what many of you boys said in the comments on that, man. I want to include, as I say, your boys' comments in this, because yeah, you know, it'll be like a therapy session, this video, I think. And yeah, it's just for me, it's just frustrating, boys. Like, the fact we're in 12th of November, I'm recording this. You boys are gonna get this video tonight as a premiere at the time I'm recording this. But I am just stunned with how bad this game is this early on this year. Like, someone said it on the stream the other day, man. The game feels like it's already been out like 7 or 8 months. Like, it seems like we're nearly post team of the season now. You know, going into the last cycle of the game. That's the level of staleness we're at the minute, and it's the games that hasn't even hit team of the year yet, man. Team of the year might not even be hyped this year, considering most people probably won't even be playing the game by then, you know. So it's truly baffling. Of course, if you're watching this in the premiere, be getting your thoughts in the live chat. If you're watching this as a video after the premiere, by all means, boys, get in the comments, man. I want to know what the FIFA community's saying, what our community's saying, what you boys are saying, man, on this game at the minute. Are you still playing it? I'll probably do a vote as well, asking you boys, are you still playing the game? Because that is one thing I will be interested to know as well. But as I said earlier, man, the support on this channel is amazing. You know, for so many of you boys are still watching the channel, still supporting your boy, even though you're not playing the game actively, like day to day. I can't thank you enough for that, man. So yeah, big up to everyone watching. Appreciate you, boys. As I say, man, we can only hope this game gets better. But right now, it's in an awful state. I've never seen worse in FC, in any game for that matter, but FC. You know, FIFA. I have never, ever seen worse. So, yeah, let me know your boys' thoughts. Appreciate you watching. And let's hope for better times ahead, eh? Peace out, boys.